Hello, writers. Welcome to the editing work. So once you have done the hard work of revision, so my yellow sentences is added in for the 3-sentence strategy. And the blue sentences are where I did the strategy of varying the size. So you can see I've got a little shorty sentence right there and then some longer ones. So I modified my sentences so I'd have some short, some long. And then I did the elaboration work. I also have added in the conclusion. So you can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. So now I am ready for the final step. Well, almost final. Editing is what I'm ready for. Publishing is the final step. Okay, for our editing work. On the slide above it, here is one way to quickly remind yourself of some editing things is the phrase, the word cups. C is for capitalization, U for understanding, P for punctuation, S for spelling. Under the capitalization, I put in the rule that we're going to use for our animated shorts. We're going to use the italics. So you're going to want to click on this I, which you will find up in your text menu. So it's right there. You'll want to highlight the word, the name of your animated short, and do the italics, which is the slant. If you're doing it handwriting, you would underline it, but online, they kind of have defaulted to the italics. So if you did do underline, it would be acceptable too. All right, so that's capitalization. We're going to check that all of our capitals. The biggest one I think that we need to be aware of is the title of the animated short. U is for understanding. That's to make sure that the grammar is correct, that the words make sense. P is a punctuation check, capital or periods. That's your periods and your question marks. And then a spelling check. And with your spelling, the one spelling that I've seen a little bit is the homophones, which are words that can sound the same or sound similar. This one that I have in here is not a homophone. Our and R will sound different, but very, very close. So if you're using R or our, make sure that you're using that correctly. Keep an eye out for that one. Okay, our shoes means you own them, not our shoes. Okay, we are going. That's the action of going somewhere. All right, here we go. So watch me as I give it a go. Here it is on slide. Next one. Here is our essay, and let's go ahead and do the cups. So C is capitalization. Have you ever seen a dog that likes to go fishing? In the short animated movie Joy and Heron, the character Joy is joyful. So right there, I can see I need to highlight Joy and Heron, go up to the letter I, and it has slanted. I might make it bold. Of course, the bold won't show up when we move it to EduBlogs, but that's okay. So have you ever seen a dog that likes to go fishing? So notice that I read it out loud, even though I'm looking for capitalization. In the short animated movie Joy and Heron, the character Joy is joyful. In the movie Joy and Heron, I got it again. I got to highlight it, italics, and I'm going to just keep doing bold. Joy the dog wanted to enjoy fishing with his owner. Heron interrupted the fun by trying to take worms. In the end, it worked out. Okay. All right. So when you read out loud, you'll catch lots of things. So that is me checking for the C, the capitalization. And that was just your titles, which must be capitalized. So Joy should be capitalized, Heron should be capitalized, and doesn't need to be capitalized. All right. Reading on. In the beginning of the short film, Joy was joyful. Joy jumped in the boat and barked happily at the dragonflies with his tail wagging. Next, Joy smiled when Heron came to the edge of the boat. Even though Joy had never met Heron, her first instinct was to smile. All right, so when I'm looking back at what I need to check, capitalization, understanding. Okay, for the rest of my capitalization, I'm just going to glance through the beginning of each paragraph. Capital J, yes, capital E, capital J, capital I, capital, capital, capital. Okay, so that's how you can do that. You can check for that because that's the two main things we have to capitalize in this essay. All right, moving on to understanding. This one you will have to read out loud. And for the sake of time, I won't read the whole thing out loud, But I do know that I have a problem with sometimes I say Joy is a he, sometimes I say Joy is a she. So let's see what I have in this paragraph right here. In the middle of the short film, Joy continued to be joyful. Joy finds happiness in even the most dire times. Okay, right there is it. Understanding dire of times. There was a huge tug of war between Joy and Heron. Joy was relieved when Heron did not win the worm. The owner scared Heron with the oar. Joy responded with pleased grin. With a pleased grin. Understanding, you're going to check those little words. Joy responded with a pleased grin because Heron went away. Joy also seemed to like that her owner was looking out for her. So I've got her and her and her. So I'm going to go with her. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably put this right down in my show notes, my slide notes, and write her. You can't see it, but I wrote it in there to make sure I keep checking that. All right, so I would need to read on to make sure I'm checking for understanding. All right, so you would continue that work. P is punctuation. Punctuation you can do by looking at the end of each sentence. There's a question mark, makes sense, it's a question. Period. Looks like I need a little space there. Okay, so we're doing the details. You want to do a run through with each letter. Okay, each letter, go all the way through. So check each sentence ending. All right, that's punctuation. Then we're going to do a look through. So you're looking through it 4 times because there's 4 parts. C-U-P-S. Our last one is spelling. Oh yeah, I think I explained at the beginning. So spelling check. The cool thing about being online is we can look for red. That's the first easy thing. If you have red, fix it. I'm going to do a 2-finger tap, right click there. It says, did you mean heroin? No, I did not mean that. So heron is correct. It's weird that it didn't ask me other places. All right. So you'll want to do a read through and check spelling. If there's something you're not sure about, then you'll need to go to the Googles and give it a check. All right. So your work today, Writers for Every Day and the rest of your writing life, is when you get to the end and you want to do an edit. Really important. The details are important. Check your cups, your capitals, your understanding, your punctuation, and your spelling to make sure the details are done and you're ready to share your writing. All right. Happy editing. Bye.